that I've been playing in, that I've been doing a lot of the spreadsheet work. Yeah, I'll tell you about that later. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to, well, Seflivil, which is just a few days off of the West Road Gateway. The group has been having a number of wet encounters, but that storm has at least temporarily subsided.
He got away! Oh!
Yeah, that's a problem. Maybe he hasn't gone that far. Maybe you'll have an opportunity to catch up with him at some point in the near future and deal with him properly. He says, noting that the title of this episode is not described as episode 6 of 6.
Well, here's the thing. He's being very thoughtful because he knew we hadn't extracted the maximum loot and experience from him yet. So he's going to string things along so we can get all buff and stuff.
Well,
he knows he has more to give us.
Maybe.
I'm not hearing a no.
He's got a pot of boiling oil over a nest of giant ants. All we have to do is tip it, and we'll each get the credit for 100 kills.
Yes. 1 XP per ant.
Oh, Matt, you know me better than that.
Technically, an anthill would be a swarm creature.
That would be one creature for purposes of creatureness.
Say giant ants, which do have, they're about the size of dogs, and do have XP. So,
I don't want to face 100 or 1,000 of those.
No, that's why you have the gigantic thing of boiling oil.
Oh my god.
Well, that just sounds like we're going to accidentally murder an entire town with like a tidal wave of
oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where my mind went.
Sort of like the
Not what I was going to tell you until it happened.
Let me ask the requisite question here, okay? Because somebody has to say this. What's the worst that could happen? My God.
Oh god.
Oh no, he said it.
I'm pretty sure that much boiling oil is a war crime waiting to happen.
Yeah, let's not though.
I mean, it sounds fun and all, but I don't know.
Let's never be in the same space with that much boiling oil. Yeah.
No.
Remember to dip the babies in cornstarch first for a really crispy finish. Anyway, yeah, we went live with this session, remember? Yeah, the group had chased up a hill going after a spellcaster of some sort who was wreaking merry havoc with the local environment and summoning things that really did not belong on land, like Sahagin and sharks and seahorses. Interestingly, the sea hag was real.
Yes.
Where's Popeye when you need him?
Yeah, and so you're in the early hours of the morning and probably just coming down this hill from the stone circle that was not demolished, by the way. And, well, there were those two cultists. And, well, there was stuff at the top of the hill. This might be a point where you want to pick up some treasure. So who's going to... Well, there weren't a whole lot of bodies to loot. Most of them were these phantasmal things that disappeared once they were killed.
There were the cultists, I think.
There were the cultists. There was a sea hag.
I will try and loot the sea hag.
Plus, there is a bag there at the top of the hill.
Well, okay, since no one else is stepping forward, I'm going to see what it is.
Well, let's see. We have a number of... Well, okay. Yeah, you find coins and a few things on each of them, and when you finally gather it all together from the two sources you had available, let's see. There is, to split between you, 90 gold. A healing potion that was out of reach and therefore not available when the cultists needed it most.
We're planning.
Yeah.
Let's see.
90 gold is 15 each.
Maybe slightly less if you count Warren into this. He's not here this week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are you saying that in character? Or is that strictly out of character?
Well, as I don't have a character in this, this is to the players.
No, I was
90 divided by 7, you figured out.
Well, the reason I ask is because Jilly might have something to say about splitting it evenly.
What was that?
Jilly might have something to say about splitting it evenly.
Like remainders go to her.
Yeah, and it's important to donate to the group fund in case something emergency happens.
And Jilly is the what's the word?
Treasurer.
Not arbiter, but it's like the
treasurer.
Well,
not quite.
Not quite.
It's some kind of legal term.
Yeah, 14 each. And then we can donate the rest to the keep what's his face in prison fund.
See, you call it the group fund, but I'm pretty sure that if the group needs it,
it's not going to be available.
It's invested long term.
Don't be ridiculous.
Liquid assets. It's long term bonds.
Yeah, we can't get at it right now.
the cultists that didn't get bit in half get a couple good swings in at the phantasmal shark at all, or was it pretty much a one-sided fight until we what did we do? We didn't scare it off. We just sort of gosh, didn't we defeat the sea hag and then it kind of got dispelled or unsummoned?
Mm-hmm.
One of the cultists unsummoned it when it was attacking them.
Yeah.
And that's about the time the rest of you joined the really
fray. I only poked it in the butt once, I think. Oh, it's all burned?
What is burned?
The gem. It's blackened.
It's a black gem. I'm trying to identify it for the group. Have I come across this kind of gem in my merchanting?
In your merchanting, you haven't seen you haven't seen a gem like this before.
I have a
How curious.
I could use it.
Is there something I can roll to make a determination? See if I've come across it.
Let's make this Arcana.
Arcana.
Does the gem have numbers on the side like this?
No.
Is it some kind of polyhedron?
Step forward, please.
Ooh. A conch shell horn. Necklace of shiny shells. Sweet. I wonder how many necklaces I can wear at once.
So, Matt, did you make that roll?
I rolled a 13.
13.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not going to be quite enough to identify this.
What?
It's unusual. It's probably like a 15 or an 18 or 20 or something.
Probably.
Can I try to?
You haven't tried yet? Give it a whirl.
I give it a roll.
If no one else wants those seaborne objects, I'll take at least some of them. I mean, like, a conch shell horn seems pretty cool to me.
I kind of dig the idea of the necklace. It will go well with my hat.
What kind of hat do you have?
A big, floppy, green wizardess hat.
Oh.
Wait. Isn't identify just a normal spell?
Yeah.
So,
but you can roll first to see if you can identify it without spending a spell slot.
Yeah, yeah. Roll Arcana to see if you can remember from the lore.
Try the free option.
And if that doesn't work, cast Identify.
Exactly.
It definitely sounds like something Julie would say.
Ooh.
I'll take the conch shell horn then, just because I can.
So an 8. So
It'll be fun at parties.
But we can also make a ritual to identify the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and also not burn a spell slot. Let's make a ritual together.
Yeah, let's...
Okay, a ritual casting of Identify, which will take about 10 or 11 minutes and give you results.
We are all going to take each other's hands and dance around the object. and chant in ancient languages.
Put your right foot in, take your left foot out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, put your right foot in, take your left foot out.
Then you squeeze
the
hole in space and disappear through non-Euclidean space.
Then you break the law.
Turn yourself around.
Everybody do the corkscrew.
Yes. Put your right foot in, put your left foot in. Now you're falling on your ass.
I feel like
anyway.
That's the Wilbury twist.
Anyway, ritual casting of Identify. Identifies a few things for you. Let's see.
You had
the
put the necklace in the pile too.
Okay.
And the conch, I suggest.
Okay. Might not be a bad idea.
I guess I'd like to know if it is magical.
Okay. Okay, so between the items, you have the 90 gold. That is not magical. The necklace, the shell, and the 5 other art objects aren't magical. They have a number of sea-themed things in case they wanted trade goods or something, you guess.
Okay.
So
okay, let's see. The healing potion was fairly obvious because there were pretty standard markings on those, but the other two you didn't have good identification for. Theirs were not as clearly identified by markings. One of them is a potion of animal friendship.
Oh.
The other is a potion of mind reading.
Huh.
Uh-oh. Who can we trust with that?
The spell scroll contains a first-level spell, Fog Cloud.
Fog Cloud.
Mm-hmm. And that black gem. You get a curious sort of reading from that. It is a pale knockoff of a Night Hag Heartstone.
Never before I've been so excited to hear the phrase "pale knockoff of."
Well, okay, this is supposed to act something like a Night Hag's Heartstone. It doesn't. In fact, there is a chance that hanging on to this for too long will give you some sort of disease.
Awesome.
Now, what does a Night Hag Heartstone actually do?
Give me an Arcana roll and I'll tell you.
Well, let me see.
I'm going to make that roll too.
What Arcana does Saphir have?
Saphir's Arcana is...
Oh, dear. Well...
It's not great. No. I failed the roll anyway, so it doesn't matter.
What did you get, John?
I say I don't have a clue what it is.
Oh,
okay.
Well.
Yeah, neither do I. I rolled an 8.
Wait, what are we doing?
We are trying to find out what a hag...
What a Night Hag's Heartstone is supposed to do.
Night Hag's Heartstone.
What the stone does not do, but is supposed to. But then also is apparently really.
And this is what, Arcana?
This is an Arcana test.
Awesome. Well, my die hates me, so.
About how big is it? Is it like?
It's actually about this big.
Oh, so you could beam someone in the head with it with a sling, really good.
You could possibly, yeah.
I'm very practical with these things.
Well, if the pale knockoff, keeping it on your person for too long, you catch a disease. You get cursed with something, some kind of demonic flu.
That's not good.
You get a bad case of bitten in half by shark.
But a real one, I don't know, maybe it causes whoever carries one for too long to become a night hag. Or something, or...
Good question.
Well,
you're gonna have to find a proper night hag and maybe identify whatever it is she's carrying.
Right, well, whatever. Anyway, whatever. The point is carrying this thing around is not a good idea.
Probably not.
How does one get rid of it? Well, maybe smashing it or something.
Smashing it might do.
All in favor?
Go for it. You say as a step far back.
Yeah. If you want to smash it, and wait a second, and I'll take cover.
All the mages are like, later! Wait a second.
Let me get some popcorn.
Well, okay. Actually, my weapons are all slashing and piercing. I don't have a smashing and impact weapon.
Is there a bludgeon in the house?
Well, I'll just pick up a rock and start...
I think Saphir has like a hammer of some kind. Oh, no, we didn't. My bad. No one has a bludgeoning weapon. What's
remind me to throw skeletons at you guys.
Wait a sec. Hold up. Why do I not have a... Holy shit, I don't. I mean, I can use the blunt side of my axe.
Or I could just pick up a rock and start banging it on there or whatever.
I'll use my axe.
You could just throw
you could use the flat of something, I guess.
Far be
quite as effective, but yeah, it's worth a shot. So Saphir is going to smash it with her his.
What am I smashing again?
It's this.
The sea hag had a gem about this big around. That identifies as is a pale or bleak imitation of something a night hag usually carries. And as such, if held too long, it could cause disease.
If I rage and get advantage on strength check, can I just do the Thanos thing where he like crushes the Tesseract?
That depends how much hand-to-hand damage you can do.
Don't waste a rage on that.
It would be so badass.
Actually,
I would be pretty badass.
No one can destroy this.
You're still only on 3 rages per long rest, right?
Yeah, I only use.
That would be really cool. Like, if you want to do it, I'll let you do it.
Oh wait, no, I have one left.
So we've decided to smash this so she can't come back to life.
Or so whatever she was doing doesn't last, or.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's
I had to make sure that this didn't go against any of my paladin shit, but yeah, no, totally. If it causes disease, or I'll give it to the barbarian to crush. Are you gonna do it, James?
Nah, if only because I don't know what other troubles might come our way during the day, and I want to save my last rage for that. There's probably someone in town who has like a hammer, I'm sure.
That would involve carrying it down the hill.
Yes.
So Saphir is going to try smashing it first.
Yeah.
Carrying it down the hill.
You want a strength check or?
I want you to roll an attack. Now this thing is going to have crap armor class because it's just an object, but there is the possibility it might roll, the wind might push it, stuff like that. I don't think you'll have much to worry about.
The wind might push it.
I think that happens. I rolled really bad.
How really bad?
Well, 6 plus 7, that's like 13, right?
That is very much like 13. That is 13.
I like it.
And as such, it beats the 9 you needed. Roll damage.
Okay. Let's see. 1d6 plus...
Bashing it with the side of a hand axe.
Oh, the back end of the blade or something.
I rolled a 1, but plus 7, so 8. 8 damage.
Plus 7?
Where did you get the plus 7?
That's,
1 and
that's the
plus
damage
7?
on my hand axe, according to my Roll20. I mean, not my Roll20, my D&D Beyond sheet.
Mine shows plus 3 because...
Oh, that's significantly different. Yeah, it says plus 7 damage on my hand axe, plus 5 damage on my halberd.
It's plus 5 on your halberd.
Oh, halberd, yes. Halberd does.
Yeah, but I was using
because you could have plus 5 on your hand axe if you count your fighting style as plus 2 to melee damage when you're not dual wielding. So if you're just doing it with a single hand, I suppose that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Okay, well,
so as long as you're not dual wielding, you'll get that plus.
No, I was not this particular time dual wielding. No.
Okay, so, in that case, I will give you the 7 points of damage. Okay. That put a good crack in it.
Ooh.
All right, then I'm just going to keep bashing at it until it cracks to pieces.
Okay.
Are there like beams of light that start shooting out and it's making like a very loud whining noise?
No, there aren't. But it does, but it does sort of sit there, and while you rear back with a hand axe, it just shifts a little in place. Roll to hit.
I go, hey! And I'm just like, stop it. God, I'm rolling shit today.
How shit?
That was
Remember your last shit hit?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
13?
No, for 15 this time.
Okay, so less shit. Still hit.
Less shit.
Damage.
All right. James, I need you to just look at my D&D Beyond sheet and like make sure it's legit if you don't think it is. Because it's so nice and clean. I love it. But let's see. I rolled a 3 plus 5, so that's 8 this time.
Okay. 8. Okay, an 8 additional points of damage.
Yes.
Yeah, the crystal shatters. Little pieces of clear glass go several places on the stone where you were bashing this thing. Looks like some fine powder spreads this way and that. And 2 crows fly off.
Where did they come from? From inside the crystal?
From inside or very close to the crystal.
I think I try and fail to catch them. I'm like, ugh. But, you know, I'm wearing armor and they are crows.
Yeah.
So I would have to have an insane dex roll. Actually, can I make a dex roll? I'm sure the DC would be super high.
On a crow, probably, yeah.
Can Saria tell them to come back?
Well, I rolled a 17, but I doubt that's enough to catch a crow.
Catching a crow, yeah, that would be enough to get one of them.
Okay, great. I catch one of them, and I'm like, and then the minute I think I just did that on impulse, and the minute I have it, I don't know what to do with it. And I just kind of look at Saria, and I'm just like...
The other one just flies up to a nearby tree.
Okay. And I look at Saria like, what do?
Bird.
It's a...
Yeah, you know, Argyle still has his identify up, doesn't he? Once he has its cast, it lasts 10 minutes.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is nothing magical about this crow or the other one that flew away.
What? They are just normal crows? They were just captives in there?
Looks like.
So I shouldn't turn this one into a crowsicle.
I would have been against that anyway.
To a normal crow.
Well, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't an imp in disguise.
Or some kind of phylactery, or
a hag or something.
yeah, exactly.
Does anyone else think that's
a
weird?
hag carrying around a stone with another hag in it?
Yeah.
I saw this once. There's
Her
this
sister.
doll, and
That
there's
seems a
another doll
little
inside it.
far-fetched.
Saphira is
Well-
just holding this crow out to Saria, like, what do I do with it?
You had come to think of it, Argyle, you had ACOG out doing reconnaissance, didn't you?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah, now
really
that question.
feathers.
Now that question is,
Yes.
yeah, okay. ACOG lands on Saphir's forearm next to the crow,
Mm-hmm.
makes some grackling noises at him. And in his mind, you hear, this bird is very confused and kind of stupid. He wants to know where the corn is.
Wait,
Okay.
who hears that in their brain?
Argyle does.
Yeah, it's ACOG. The
Familiar raven.
my familiar.
Ah,
He is the raven and the crow. Well, wants to know where the corn is.
Yeah, the crow screeches something back, and then ACOG screeches at him, and in your mind, Argyle, you hear, who are you calling pretentious?
Okay. Hey,
So
ACOG, look.
ACOG is sort of dancing back and forth on his legs and making
Maybe
threatening
try
moves
the
at the...
one. Try the other crow if you like. Maybe this one is more
No, I want to
more
pick
forthcoming.
I want to pick a fight with this one.
Okay, go ahead. All right.
Yeah. If,
There's face off, ACOG. That's what you really want.
well, fortunately, the yeah. Yeah. So, Saphir, you have a crow in your hands that this raven is trying to pick apart with his beak and claws. What are you doing?
but the raven is trying to pick the crow apart,
Yes.
like attack it.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Bird fight. Bird fight.
Do I?
That's
And I
nature.
know that this is ACOG. Argyle.
Yeah.
I think so.
Does he have
Yes.
like a
I
little
look at
square?
Argyle and I was like, "What's happening?" And I look at Saria and go, "What do I do? This is not my."
Just let them duke it out. It's just nature. They fight.
Should I let it go or should I squish it? I don't know what to do here.
No, let it go.
All right, it's not a witchy thing,
No.
right?
No.
I summon up ice around me and just saying, "Let it go, let it go, don't hold it anymore."
Silly feet with my
Oh,
staff.
yeah, I should have seen that.
Now the pains are coming back.
All right, then I guess he'll kind of wince and go like, "Ew," like it's like a pooping baby, and like and kind of just and let it go. Just
Yeah, it sort of flies off unevenly toward another tree,
Uh-huh.
and that first one just flies off.
All right. I really hope they're right. And I haven't just like released a witch.
Yeah. I hope
Yeah.
you got it out of your system, ACOG.
Hmm?
Did you see how I caught that thing though? That was pretty cool, right?
I'm sorry, what was that you said, Emmy?
I said yes, because we totally steer you wrong.
Well, I didn't mean no offense by it.
Mm-hmm.
I just, you knew about that stuff, and I don't. So.
Right, and I'm just saying it's not likely that we would steer you wrong, but I mean, if you want to think we would, that's okay too. I'm just saying it's not likely.
Sorry if I caused any offense.
So,
It was pretty cool how I caught it though, right?
Oh yeah.
So what now?
Yeah, what about these stone circle things? Should we do something about that?
How's Walter doing? Is he looking all right?
Well, Walter is doing okay, and he says, "What I understand of the legends of this place, this circle's been here for a while."
Okay.
Is Walter hurt at all? Like, is he injured?
Not particularly.
Okay, cool.
A little scratched up, but an evening's rest will get him back up.
I'm going to offer him healing in case he wants it, though. Because he is a holy man, after all.
Well, thanks, but I will be returning later to a temple of Arcane.
Understood.
Mm-hmm. But thanks for the offer.
Of course.
I'm going to try and copy that spell into my spell book, the fog cloud.
Doesn't that take a few hours?
How many?
I think it's something like an hour per level of the spell.
Okay, that would be 1 hour because it's a first level spell.
It is a first level spell, yeah.
So it takes an hour.
What if we can distract him so he has to make constitution checks? We're just like doing dances and stuff. That's how you really piss off the wizard.
Yeah, let's see. Wizard can cast Fog Cloud. Druid can cast Fog Cloud. Sorcerer can cast Fog Cloud. Just pointing that out. Paladin, not as much yet.
Nope.
How about
Ranger can.
Oh, really?
Ranger can cast Fog Cloud.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense, though.
They don't get the spells immediately, but they do come eventually.
Yeah.
I can cast Fog Cloud, but I have to eat a lot of beans first.
No, that's Stinking Cloud. That's different.
Oh,
yeah.
My apologies. Which is what I would say when I cast it. That's the
okay. So druids and sorcerers and wizards can
cast Fog Cloud. Yes.
Okay. So what if one of us copies it into the spell book and teaches it to the others?
I don't think copying the spell uses it up, does it?
Oh, okay, great.
I don't know. Like in previous editions, that used the magic out of the scroll, but then it's in your spell book and can learn things from other people's spell books.
Yes.
Let's see.
That is, the other person can tell you from the spell book, or can teach from the spell book, because every spell book is different from the annotations, so others cannot well read a spell book from someone else, except if they analyze it or something.
I'm not seeing anything convenient on copying spells. Converting copper corona. Nope. Still.
Okay, then everyone, one after the other, copies it or learns it, or
And
adds it to their repertoire.
Out of this,
probably not. But if one of the others, if the others cast it, they can use it for you.
Yeah.
Doesn't learning a spell from a scroll expend the scroll?
Yeah, that was the question.
Yeah, that was what I was looking up, and I could not find a good answer for that.
Uh-huh.
Not a prepared spell.
Curse you, 5th edition.
Range, opponent's duration. Then right into spell descriptions.
Oh.
Haven't checked the DMG on this yet. Meanwhile, you know what treasure you have. You've smashed the potentially dangerous gem and set the crows free.
Yes.
It's night. While that sort of miserable rain has ended, you still have it's night and it's kind of cool and
humid, I'm sure.
By the way, did the attacks on the farms stop? There were attacks on farms, right?
Come to think of it, you're not sure.
We'd better go check.
I'm going to send ACOG to look and tell us.
Okay. Now, it may be a few minutes before he gets back with the report. What are you doing in that meantime?
Copying that spell, and I think I need to roll for that, don't I?
I don't think you need to roll for it. You just need to have the time and materials.
Okay.
And the materials are usually about, I don't know, 50 gold pieces per level, 100? I forget exactly.
That's an awful lot of gold pieces, but I'm willing to invest them.
Well, part of the reason is that the you need special ink and paper.
Where are these rules? Copy spell into spell.
I wonder if the spell read magic would have anything to do with it.
Cost attached. Here it is.
What?
When you find a wizard spell, you can add it to your spellbook if it is of a spell level, blah, blah, it is. Copying involves reproducing, then deciphering. You must practice until you understand, then transcribe it into your spellbook. For each level, this takes 2 hours and costs 50 gold pieces.
Well, that's 2 hours and 50 gold pieces. Like I said, that's for things like the special paper and inks that you need to...
Right.
All right. 50 gold pieces.
Now, where did you find that? That was in the PHB?
That is on roll20.net, Compendium D&D 5e, Wizard.
The class information. Not the sort of place I would have thought to look for general spellcasting information like that, but you know what? We'll go with that. Let's see. Copying a spell into the book.
Yep.
So the main thing is we're aware that there are potentially attacks going on other farms around here right now, so maybe we ought to go have a look.
Well, ACOG is looking, and he's going to come back and report. So.
Well, never mind. Well, while we're waiting, I guess we can figure this stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Or do whatever else you choose. Eventually, ACOG
does or you can... Back. Oh, yeah.
And says, looks like things are quiet out there, boss.
Yes, great. Okay. Things are quiet.
Okay.
Are things deathly quiet, or are they just quiet?
Well, some of the animals are deathly quiet. Most of the people are just quiet.
Great.
Possibly because the animals are dead.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them, of course.
Okay.
Just a few.
Well, not all of them. Good to know, good to know. So there's going to be a feast in the coming days because the dead animals have to be used up.
Yeah, morning is that period between pig and bacon.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like our work here is done. Peace and quiet. Peace and quiet once more rule over the land. And our heroes ride into the sunset.
Well, given that it's already night, you may have a wait for that. In fact, the moon is starting to go down.
Oh no. We might want to
Heroes
just
riding into the moonset is not so good. So,
no, it's not.
Yeah, it just doesn't have the right je ne sais quoi.
So, do we want to set up camp?
We got a bunch of the town.
You have a bunch of rooms in one of the inns already.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
You've been comped rooms in the Bull in the Bog.
Oh yeah, we have. We've been comped rooms. I tell Jilly that she can bunk with me if she wants. Seeing as we've all been unsafe.
Yes.
I
think we could probably do with a rest at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll work. I can keep you safe.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, I don't like to be alone when I don't feel safe. It's adorable. I can't go to bed quite yet because I've roused a bunch of the villagers and armed them and told them to kill people. So I feel some responsibility before I sleep to go check on all of them and like heal them if they're dying. So I make the rounds. I do that. I suspect it takes an hour or two, but I do that before going to bed.
Okay.
Make sure that all the people I like called out of their homes to fight fishmen are fine.
And phantasmal fishmen at that.
Indeed. Yep. Indeed. Fish folk. Sorry. I don't want to gender the fish people.
I've always liked alliteration.
Mm-hmm.
And after we've talked of doing other things to them before this session even began. Oh, well. Anyway, let's see. That's what Saphir is doing. What are others doing? Just going back to the inn and back to bed?
Yes.
Actually, back to bed for the first time tonight. And the night's almost and the night's about half over.
Yeah, well, I'll at least get half a night's sleep.
That's something.
Are there any of the business owners up in the inn?
Oh, not at this time.
Okay.
The sudden sort of rush of adrenaline has at this point worn off. People are tuckered out and they are hitting the sack.
All right.
Yeah, I guess I'll check the room and then hit the sack.
Okay.
Can I roll one last Arcana before I go to sleep to see if I remember anything that might be useful about the cult that we're dealing with?
Okay. I'll need a religion check for that.
Religion. No, let's see.
And remember, there are like 2 factions to the cult too. They have like 2 sects.
Yep.
That's a really hard word to say, by the way.
Right.
Try Elspeth sometime.
Elspeth?
Elspeth.
Well, that's Walter.
Walter's first name.
Walter is his last name. Apparently, Elspeth is his first name.
You're the one named Elspeth, though.
Walter. Mm-hmm.
That's a great name. I love it. Yeah. He has a place.
Right up there with Watson.
He has his. Okay. Well, I'm going to ask if he needs anything because, you know, I have kind of entered in his service or his assistance as long as we're here. So I'm going to ask if he needs anything. Or if they know where he lives, he might want to stay in the inn with us.
Father Elspeth Walter of the Temple of Arcane has a domicile, not surprisingly, at the Temple of Arcane.
Yeah, but they attacked him there, so I'm going to say, like, I will buy you a room in the inn if you don't feel safe there because they know where you live.
Yeah, I need to be here.
All right. Wait, can I summon a familiar? Is that a thing I can do?
I don't think so.
I asked him if he knows how to send messages through the air.
Like this, shouting.
All right. Well, then I'll say, just send someone to grab me if you need me. If anything happens in the night. In what's left of the night or the day while we're sleeping. But I'm pretty confident he can handle himself. I don't want him to die because he's like the person who knows shit.
Yeah, meanwhile, yes, I'm going to bed. Good night.
Good night.
And he trumps off his way. Let's see, we had, Jilly, not remembering what Gillagius is all about. Saria? Trying to work everybody in here.
Yeah.
Please let me know if I'm failing.
Sorry, there's just a lot going on over here, and it's kind of distracting.
Okay. So. And there's the distraction now.
Yep. I'll just go back and go to sleep.
Okay. So, quiet night for everybody else. Okay, one other thing I will throw in. Saria, Saphir. You're not finding the people you sent out with the weapons, and that's left the that's left the sort of civil defense shack near the center of town, kind of locked and empty.
Okay. Did they just go home, or are they dead?
Probably just went home.
Okay, well,
you haven't been hearing a lot about civilian deaths in this event.
All right, so it's probably like I can just make the rounds tomorrow and see if anyone needs healing.
Right.
All right, that's fine.
Okay. So everyone gets a long rest. I believe you recover your hit points at this point too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So for the first time in weeks, I'm back up to 31 again.
You haven't slept in weeks.
It's a new day. The common room of the bull is not exactly crowded, but there are several people there grabbing various forms of breakfast meats and breakfast ales. Yes, ale for breakfast.
Ah, yes, drinking their breakfast.
It's a bit like bread, I guess.
Liquid oatmeal.
Yeah.
Liquid oatmeal. Everyone knows that chewy
Mixed
oatmeal
beer
is
with really runny oatmeal, and it's like liquid bread.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I think have something, Hardy, just, engage people in conversation, what's new with you?
Let's see, engaging in conversation.
Yep.
Just pick people and strike up conversations with them.
Anybody looks in the mood to chat, I chat. I'm not sure if that will be investigation or just persuasion or what.
Well, that depends what you're trying to do. If you're just trying to be affable, that would be a general persuasion check.
That's being affable. Oh, yes.
If there's something in particular you're after, I'd call that investigation.
Right. I'm just being affable and seeing if there's any rumors going on around. Think that just try and get a feel for how people feel about what's going on now. And oh my goodness, yes, that gives me a total of 24.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay, what you're hearing is mostly the basically the no shit there we were's of the previous night.
Right.
Yeah.
How these ghostly fishmen looked tough, but you poke them with a stick enough and they go away. They'd managed to kill some livestock, but no deaths of residents.
Right. And as for livestock, that means that people's larders are expanded a bit.
Well, they have to go through and butcher them properly, which is, at least in the short term, extra work.
Yep. Well.
Plus, if it's a breeding stock that got killed.
Yeah, but it could have been a lot worse. The whole point.
Could have been a lot worse, yeah. But thank goodness that whole escapade is over.
Yeah, that's good.
He says again, noting that this episode is not titled 6 of 6.
It might very well not be, but I very, very carefully don't say it might very well not be over. But I say
that rumor might be less than welcome. Yeah,
I'll just sort of okay. So I make a mental note to hang around and make sure it's over, or else and if it isn't, finish it.
Right. That's when that guy comes in.
That guy.
Yeah. He's dressed up fairly nicely now that he's cleaned up and has a room in the household. But Andros, remember him?
Oh. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He comes in. He comes in, sort of bows to the group of you, and says, "The lady would like an audience with you if you have the opportunity."
Sure.
Sure.
Why not?
Yeah, he's still sort of pale, has that sort of lisp and the sort of pinched apart Nosferatu front teeth that he's always had. But he's really a lovable guy once you get to know him.
Oh.
Judging by the looks of some of the people around town, they don't know him yet.
We should take him around and introduce him to everybody.
You're actually going to do that now, or
just in general, not necessarily now.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure I can do that as the sort of the head of the household now. I'm the guy that keeps it all running. I'm not sure I'm up to it, but I am going to make the attempt.
I have faith in you. He says with his full 15 charisma. Yeah, so since I finished drinking my breakfast, I'll spiff myself up a bit and be right up there.
All right, thank you very much. And he looks to the rest of you to look for your answers. Simply nodded will do.
Yeah, of course. We are. Absolutely.
Yes, the lady had some sort of scare last night.
Oh.
Yeah.
Scare?
Yeah.
Well.
What happened?
That might be something she need. That might be something she needs to share with you instead.
All right.
Okay, so we are packing up and go.
Yeah, I understand something else happened around town too.
Yes.
Yes.
A bunch of nasty fish folk came and made havoc. It was a problem.
Hey, that seahorse was a lovely fellow.
I'm glad you made a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Seahorse?
It's a long story.
Yeah. Oh, we tell him the story in short, in a short version. So he has the general idea of what happened.
The seahorse is still looking for his lady love eventually.
Which seahorse dating is going to be the most weird subplot I've ever played. Playing matchmaker to a giant seahorse. There we go.
Anyway, having delivered his message, he nods to everybody, turns, and heads back out.
Yeah, we should not wait too long to follow him. After all, she's our patron here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Fear sadly starts packing up his enormous breakfast.
Put on my best outfit, go up and polish my head.
It's important to have a shiny head.
He's very sad that he has to stop shoving bacon into his mouth, but you know.
I double then triple check the room to make sure I didn't drop any coins, and then lock it up for the day.
I doubt that's a problem.
Yeah, it never happens, but I still like to check.
Yeah, that would be really awkward.
The more you carry, the more likely you are to drop some. If you have a coin, it's in your pocket, you know it. But if you got like 100, they're going to sneak out somehow.
Though I have found interesting things on floorboards this way.
On what?
Interesting things under floorboards this way.
Oh.
Oh, where is that file?
Okay, then we go to the lady and present ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, you go out to the manor house that you saw before. It has been, it's showing signs that it has been cleaned up. Was mussed a bit by the storm that came through last night. Any
sign that sharks have been nibbling on it?
No, but there's Loudrum Gain doing the cleanup on the landscaping, and Kentalk Fife doing some small repairs on the house.
Mm-hmm.
You only beat Andros back by a few minutes, if even that. You might have walked back with him, in which case you might be able to tell him more, or he might be able to tell you more.
Yeah, we don't want to show him up. I think we'll walk back with him.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I'll tell him about the seahorse.
Well, it sounds fascinating.
Yes. He was. And I kept him from attacking the others, which I wish I could have gotten the other seahorse involved, but, that would have taken a little more finagling.
Well, it's good that you found one that was willing to parlay.
Yes.
Yeah, they said that, and you said these were ghostly figures that you could sort of see through?
Yeah, I think they were kind of... How do I put it?
Yeah, Andros is fumbling for the word as well.
Yeah. Sort of. Kind of like they're there but not there. Like a projection of themselves from the deep.
Like a projection?
Spectral, perhaps? Or
yeah. But not really ghosts. I don't know. Like, they're real, but what we saw there wasn't really them. We weren't doing, like... I don't think we killed them where they actually were. I think they just went back to where they were. At least
really? Andros says in a way that almost compels you to make an insight check.
I need to. I will. Ah. Damn it, that got stuck.
I got a 19.
Let's see. Saria.
That's 15.
Oh, check out that wisdom score on you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll type this to you in chat. There that is. And the walk continues. Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to talk about on the way?
Are there any interesting spices coming through this area?
Spice?
What's the trade scene like?
Okay, are you asking Andros this, or are you asking the GM this?
Andros.
I couldn't say much about the spice, but there are merchants. I do notice merchants occasionally come through here, or at least people supposedly here to buy things. I don't see them buying much in the way of livestock or produce, but I get the feeling sometimes watching the people in the bar when I have the opportunity to, that quite a bit of money is trading hands. Okay, that's 2 hooks set. Next.
Yeah. Interesting.
So, next adventure, starting a trading outpost.
Oh, you have no idea. That's hashtag goals for Jilly.
Jilly's like, hello, 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 hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, while lots of adventurers, set up a keep or a tavern, she's got a trade post.
Mm-hmm.
This is still fun.
Okay.
Now, okay, this isn't actually part of the game, but I've gotten notification. See where your package is on a map. It's 8 stops away right now. I ordered something on Amazon a few days ago, and it is just being delivered today. Today is a Sunday, by the way.
Yes.
That is so weird.
I don't pretend to understand the world anymore. Like shipping.
And it's 8 stops away.
8 stops away right now.
Wait, they tell you the specific number of stops now? Or at least in your area? Oh, that's...
Yes.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
The next step is they've just passed, First Street, and they're taking a left. Oh, they're at the stoplight.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Seriously.
There's also the question of, will they get it on the right street? That's happened as well.
Oh dear.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Anyway,
they're going to deliver it very soon. They are right now at your neighbor's house delivering the bathing suits he ordered.
Actually, I think I might be in good shape because the map that Amazon is showing me of where it is versus where I am actually shows the street where I am. So yeah, that puts it ahead of some maps I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, you've arrived at the house.
Yes.
There is a coach waiting out front.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's going somewhere then.
Well, it's sort of positioned in front of the house, as if maybe a visitor has come in.
Oh, right. That's the other possibility.
Right. And Andros looks at this a bit confused. I didn't know she was seeing anyone else today. I may have to go in first and check to see if she is available.
Go right ahead. We are going to wait in the waiting room.
Well, I can let you in that far at least. Yes. So he moves to the front door, and before he can open it, Julie Lavenel opens the door and says, "Come in."
Okay.
It's terrible. Come on. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
indeed.
Can we see anything on the coach that tells us something? Any?
There aren't any noble markings on it, but it does appear to be a fairly fancy looking coach. On 17.
Livery or crest on it? Livery or crest on it?
No livery or crest, so odds are this is someone that doesn't have noble rank.
Right, so it's
Matt,
a rental.
Yeah, Matt, that 17 to notice anything was an investigation check?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Brief looking around the coach, yeah. It is a peasant. It is at least the primary resident of the coach at any given time is usually a woman, judging by the interior.
Excellent. And do I pick up the fragrance of any foods?
No foods. Fairly strong perfume, though. And I'm going to leave an ear uncovered so I can hear that door buzzer when it goes off. There may be a slight pause when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're escorted into the house, to the room on the right, you can hear a woman, you hope it's a woman at least, to the left. Well, you really do have to be more careful with the people you let in around here. Some of them just cannot be trusted, you know.
Indeed.
This is off to the... Okay, you're being escorted, I think I said, to the room on the right.
Yes.
And this is from the room on the left, a little farther ahead.
Okay.
So when I hear that, I will look at our group and go, indeed, that's true.
Yes, and I very carefully do not yell out, "Boy, I'll say."
Oh, God.
Yeah, I just stifle a little giggle.
Yeah.
Just sort of catch everybody's eye with one eyebrow raised. Just
Yeah. Andros is in the process of filtering you into the right. And Julie sort of shakes her head. She's pulling you all to the left.
I'll follow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
we follow Julie's lead.
right.
Okay, and there in a slightly nicer sitting and presenting room, there is Candace Lavenel sitting stunned with a cup of tea. One tall tray of tea cakes and sandwiches away from a woman.
Oh, you're
Rather fine.
One of those petit fours serving multi-tier trays that.
Yes, very much like that. In fact, that.
Right. So she's sitting across from. I'm sorry, I interrupted. You were describing someone.
Yeah, there is a woman there, maybe a bit charitable. In the process, it looks like talking Candace's ear off, judging by her expression.
Okay.
A Margaret Dumont type.
That would not be a bad way to put it, if only modern audiences knew who Margaret Dumont was.
Ah, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and she's talking.
And she's there. And a respectable lady of the community would know to do something about the undesirables.
Undesirables.
Probably these fish people.
I don't see anybody like that here.
Says the half-orc paladin, wizard, and barbarian.
Oh, it's like that, is it?
I couldn't agree more, madam.
I mean, is it like that? Is it us that?
Indeed, we'd have some trouble with some riffraff just last night, but we made sure to run them off.
Really? So you were involved with the evening's catastrophe, and you ran them off?
Well,
yes.
I mean, that is one way to put it, I suppose.
I am grateful.
Yes.
I'm very much grateful, and I'm sure the community is grateful as well.
Now, and by the way, if you could actually, we want to be sure we got them all. Could you maybe describe exactly what the catastrophe looked like from you, step by step, please? We want to know exactly what you saw.
Yes,
I whip out some parchment and a piece of charcoal, and I'm going to write it down, because it's possible she saw some stuff we didn't, and it could have valuable information in it.
Right.
And what's more, it's entirely possible that I can keep her talking until she runs out of wind.
Police procedure.
I'm not sure that's possible.
Yes, well, if it's not, that'll be valuable information in and of itself.
We spend 1 point of police procedure and see if we get an extra clue.
What's more, when I start telling humorous stories, I bet her voice would be really useful for some of the voices I use for characters when I tell stories.
By riffraff, I have to assume you mean the fishy creatures and their not so polite ringmasters.
Oh, yes, indeed. They should not have the free run of this town.
Well,
obviously not. We agree.
Sea creatures summoned by cultists from the ocean to spread chaos and disorder.
Especially on a hill, that seems appropriate.
Well,
absolutely inappropriate.
Severe just does not know what to make of this lady. You're just staring at her like, what?
I mean, if you even had some deep lakes, that would be something. But honestly,
or a pond or something.
I will.
Really, in the area, we only have the one. I don't think that'll be suitable for their needs.
Oh yes, well, yeah, much better. What do you use it for?
Yeah, there isn't much around there usually. The occasional fish. In the winter, there is.
Sorry.
During the spring thaw, you get some tributaries feeding that pond, but nothing out of the ordinary this year.
Right.
Yes. You know, you need some hiking trails around here. You know, little footbridge across some of the tributaries. It would be beautiful, wouldn't it? Just picturesque.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Persuasion roll. Let me just call my character sheet back up. Come on.
Pretty sure you have that.
Yeah, I have it up here. Persuasion. Yes. Oh, yes. That's one of my specialties. So.
God, I would hope so.
Oh, come on. I have all these dice here, and I can't locate one D20. Oh, there it is. Okay, total 22.
Yeah. I rather like that idea.
Yeah.
I think that needs to be proposed as a beautification project, don't you? And she looks to Canvas expectantly.
Yes, I will bet that the town council just can't wait to hear about it. I say, and I give Candace an apologetic look because, you know, sorry to throw them under the bus like that, but.
Oh, Oh, no, I'm afraid the town council hasn't been nearly as active as it should be, considering the recent arrival of a noble.
Yes, well, I'll tell you what. What I'm going to do is I'm sort of running out of specifics to use, but the basic idea is to try and, I mean, as Matthew just pointed out in chat, she might know some interesting, useful stuff about the area.
Well, she did divulge one thing already.
Yes, there's one pond.
There is a pond in the area.
And I'm just and she said it did indicate that it was maybe a little deeper than most. And I'm just wondering if maybe there's like a hidden temple underneath it. But
that would be wild.
I'm not asking. I'm just sort of, she
would probably not be the one to ask about that.
Exactly.
No, but I wonder if there are some fishies or something in the pond that might.
Yes.
Ooh, I could have some animals to talk to.
Yeah. Well, she did say that they sometimes get fish out of that pond, etc. And another thing I'm basically interested in, and this is actually the thing with that sort of person, sometimes you really want to know some of the best points of an area, find out what they complain about the most.
No, I'd be the one to ask about that.
Yeah. Etc. And essentially, so
you're basically trying to wear her down.
Exactly. Yes, and trying to get her talking about stuff. And also, I am sort of interested in what particular sort of riffraff she was talking about. But yes.
Okay, give me an insight check for that.
Okay.
For that part.
Right. Oh my goodness. Not 20. That's 21.
Yeah, you can be pretty sure she wasn't talking about the fishmen. It's like other people arrived before them that she heard about and took umbrage to. Wink, wink.
Like maybe a band of roving adventurers, including a half-orc of all things.
Or two.
Of all things.
Horns. That kind of thing. And
she has a problem with the fishes. Sorry. She has her main problem is with them, but she also has a problem with us.
She hasn't said as much.
Right.
Do I have to roll insight?
I will ask for that, yes. Or you can wait for them to tell you later.
All right, let me see.
Let's leave that to the diplomat of us.
13.
Half-orc diplomat.
And essentially, but before she can actually get to the point of insisting on having things her way, I'm just going to keep deflecting her and getting her sidetracked. And whenever I can, if I have to, I can always sort of try and get her complaining about something else.
Okay, tell you what. Given what you're doing here, give me a deceive roll.
Oh, deceive. Let's see.
Yeah. Basically, you're injecting noise into the conversation to tire her out.
So she's trying to pull rank on the lady to be like, this is how we do things here.
I only have a +2 in that. I'm not proficient in it, but I do have a +2.
David? I can intimidate her.
Yes.
So
much going on right now.
And then at one point I say, okay, so as long, oh dear.
Okay,
so
hang on.
Being useless.
Stop, John.
Yes.
Okay, Matt wants to assist on the deceive roll.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That means you're going to get advantage.
Oh, okay. Well, that means
roll a second die.
One doesn't count. Oh, come on. Oh boy. Well, shit. Even then, that still comes to a total of 6.
Ooh.
Yeah. To see through it.
And that was with advantage?
That was with advantage.
That was with advantage, yes. My first roll was a 1.
John lives close enough to me that my luck with dice rubs off on him.
Yes.
Yeah, she is sensible enough in this case to, shall we say, pace herself.
She begins. Well, okay, she possibly begins to realize that I'm trying to keep her distracted.
Maybe.
Or maybe she just doesn't. But the question is, of course, she doesn't necessarily acknowledge it.
Bye.
Okay, Emmy, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about if like what she had heard about the creatures as far as like their description.
Oh, ghastly shiny things in the moonlight.
Shiny?
Shiny.
Really? In what way?
Luminescent.
Well, they had this sort of glow about them in the moonlight.
Is she for real?
A glow.
Yeah, I'll give this to you. It doesn't sound like she really saw the things that you were fighting.
Nope.
She heard about them from the guys who tend her fields or something.
Right, and yeah, and at that mention, Candace says, well, that doesn't sound like...
I kind of like look towards Candace, give like this kind of like, but like subtly. Well, I'm not very good at subtle though. So I give the.
Okay, hang on. Emmy?
A big wing.
I will interrupt this because another insight check from you, please.
Oh, sure. Ooh. That would be that would be 23.
Okay, I'll type this to you in chat as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just grabbing stuff. I knew he was going to flip out.
There that is.
Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to what? I'll make it.
Interesting. Okay.
And a little awkward, I think.
Mm-hmm.
David, did I get anything? I'm trying to basically see if she's lying to sound self-important or if she really saw something different than what we saw.
It sounds like she's sort of engaging in the moral panic. That she wants to sound so terribly concerned.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck this lady. Not out loud. I don't say this out loud.
Right.
So I'm gonna try to look subtle, but I'm not subtle at all. So I give Candace this nod, like, yeah, she's full of shit, and it's highly likely that the woman sees it.
Possible, but oh yeah, she sort of blows past it, and Candace, whatever is going on, we will get to the bottom of it. This group of adventurers has helped me with problems before. I will put my faith in them. I ask the town put their faith in them as well. Yeah, the woman.
Candace, that was very kind of you.
Yes, we appreciate it.
I just think that there's perhaps more that we could. I said we'll do what we can.
I look at Candace and I'm just like, I'm like, she's a little badass. I like this kid.
Yeah. Andros looks worried.
I mean, it makes sense that she's got, something about, there's no forge, like finding out your dad wants to kill you.
I want to there, Andros.
As soon as this woman is out of the house, I turn around and say, "Will, I never."
And I think Saphir is about to say something, and catches himself and is like,
Yeah, at this point, this rather self-important, self-imperious woman, well, she's bearing herself up in a manner that suggests she's trying to make her exit look like her idea now.
Right.
uh-huh. And I'm just like, it was so nice to meet you.
We should do this again at a more private time.
She's gonna smile big, showing off all of those teeth.
Oh,
yeah.
I could
smile
be a bastard if I said I look forward to it, but I think this once I won't.
And so she sachets out. One might even say she flounces out.
Oh, cool. Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. And she is gone, and Candace sort of deflates in the chair. Yeah.
I'm immediately gonna go to Candace and clap her on the back, and I'm gonna say, "That's some spine you got there, kid. I'm impressed."
I want something stronger than tea right now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hand her my flask.
At this time of day, really?
I'm gonna be like, "Here, kid, you can have this soldier's drink."
Propriety has its place, she says, grabbing the flask, taking a swig from it, and what was that?
Propriety.
You know what? You get a taste for it, and it does the job.
Is this what it means to be noble? To try
what job? Thinning paint? And she hands the flask back.
All right.
You needed a good, strong something, and well, it's strong.
Yeah, and Julie leans over to Andros and says, "Sherry, now."
Battlefield beverages are known for their strength and their modest pricing. They're not.
And if you need to, you can explode things with them. So, works out.
Ah, yes.
Well, how does that work? Some sort of power word, or
No, you just
breath weapon like that your friend Warren does.
The bottle on fire, and then you throw it at somebody, and then they explode, and they're on fire, and they die.
Oh.
It's fantastic. I mean, not for them.
Not in that flask though. That it seems too nice to throw and light on fire repeatedly.
That's right. That was a signing bonus. It's very nice. I'm glad you noticed. I had my name put on it. He's super proud of it. He's just like, yeah, this was my order. And
Candace has that sort of appreciative but slightly pained expression that suggests this is a little outside my social circle. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
In dealing with such persons as that, just a tiny bit of advice: serve tea, and just have separate little cream pitchers, individual cream pitchers for everyone, and just have your people put just a little bit of Kahlua in hers. Just a little.
Kahlua.
Oh, man, she needs lemon in her tea. That woman was... I don't know if I like her.
Actually, the best surprise to use in that sort of pitcher would be a bit of lemon juice.
Yeah, that's what I said. Put lemon in it so it curdles the cream. That'd be so great.
You want to be subtle is the thing. Subtlety, sometimes. Subtle.
No, see, it's great because it's rude if she spits it out, so she can't spit it out. She's just going to drink it, but it's terrible.
Oh, yes. Serve her some lemonade, but have you people just conveniently forget to put the sugar in. Say that your daughter made it just for her.
I'm going to look at Julie and Candace and be just like, how do you not just smack people like that?
It's pretty much a survival skill for nobility. Even
it's not so much a survival skill, Julie says, as understanding that some people are just like that and will not change come hell or high water.
Right.
In the animal world, they usually fight them and overtake them and then throw them down and show them that they're superior and tell them to leave.
Yeah, see? sorry, he's got a point. It's much the same in the army. People are unpleasant. You just give them a good arse kicking, and maybe they learn their lesson.
Yeah, and Candace looks to Tess and said, "Javelin, right?"
Pretty much.
For me, their markup is just a little higher. Oh, speaking of markup, if you need help with that bridge deal, I've got you covered.
I don't know what she's planning with that. And it doesn't sound like a bad idea, but something tells me that what she does with it isn't going to be good for the community.
Bridge? She wants to build a bridge?
Well, there was talk about paths through the woods, and she may be taking up on that, and I'm not sure I want to see where that goes.
Yes, well...
Candace.
Yes?
We heard that you had a upsetting event.
It may be nothing.
Well, I would rather be safe than sorry, obviously. Especially with everything that's happening right now.
I heard something about an attack,
Yeah.
but I hadn't heard nearly enough about that. I think I need to hear more.
Well, it's pretty simple. It's not, okay, but there's this religion, and there's two different bunches of them, and some want to keep this big old thing quiet, and the other ones want to bring it here. And we interrupted them trying to bring it here. And there was this real nasty lady. We killed her. It's cool. I smashed her heart. Yeah, and there were a bunch of sea creatures summoned kind of in ghostly form.
Sea creatures?
Yeah.
And flying sharks.
Yeah, you made friends with one of them.
They weren't really evil. They're just being used as pawns. The seahorse was saying that it was being told that, you know, the plan was to bring water over the entire land. And the seahorse, you know, thought that it was out so long as, because the idea of having new areas to roam seemed enchanting to him, which I could understand, of course, but, you know, learning a little more about the creatures up here and, you know, the fact that we can't exactly breathe water the way he can kind of paused him a bit.
It's a seahorse.
I'll draw it for you later. It's a think of the horses here, but a little more sea creature-esque and different, and the men hold the babies.
That's the one I have a hard time wrapping my head around.
I am having trouble with it too.
That's okay.
Well, is that really the most relevant part of the whole?
Yeah, I was just wondering.
And also there were fish
About covering water over the land. I hope you managed to convince him that wasn't such a good idea.
Okay, what was the... Okay, no, but what
Well,
summoning sea creatures?
Yeah. Also, there were fish folk just running around attacking people.
And you said they had something unusual about the way they looked.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, they were
Kind
kind
of
of
transparent and, well, imagine a fish man and then pour water of him so he's all wet, and then imagine the light glistening off of him. Now take away the fish man and leave the light glistening. It was like that.
That is not what I saw outside my window.
Yeah, so
I mean,
What did you see?
Good. What did you see? Details.
it was just a dark figure, that's all.
a dark figure.
A dark figure. On the one hand, it's good to know that it wasn't some sort of summoned sea creature fishman thing. And on the other hand, it still means that something else was outside my window. Julia's now looking concerned. Andros is looking very concerned.
It sounds like me wanting to stand special guard
Yes.
at your house. I mean, but they were setting up here before you lot even got here. The rains have been happening for quite a while.
Well, they've been happening for the last
Few weeks.
few weeks. But it all came to a head a little bit after they arrived. I wonder why.
And this is the first clear day
Yes.
that you've seen out here for a little while.
And I'm sorry to bring this up, but we know that the former count had dealings with some...
Was an ass.
Also, we don't like him.
Both of those, yes. Go on.
Yeah, but he was all about making deals, so do you think, knowing him, believing he was about to move out here, he may have paved the way for these allies of his to start laying down tracks? Do you think his notes may tell us something? Do you think he had something to do with this?
I don't know. Who wants to make an Arcana check for me?
Not me.
Who's good at Arcana here?
I'm going to
anyway.
I'm going to try. Ha!
I will assist.
Natural
see what I get.
20. Natural 20.
Okay, we'll give it to Elgyle. Okay.
25.
You actually saw circumstances of this in the Count's deal originally. Upon his death, the terms of the contract were pretty much void. So if he made some sort of deal with the followers of Gillagius, well,
They would
either
be off the table.
they'd be either off the table or they're just pursuing them on their own.
Right.
And really, if you think about it, they would have no way of knowing that Candace survived her 18th birthday. So
Yeah.
True.
So I will take any involvement of Harquin Lavanel off the table here.
Either way,
Mhm.
something has attracted them over here. And we need to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Also
Yeah.
need.
We sure do.
How is the bull?
How is the what?
How is the bull?
Well, you know, it's
Understand.
warm enough. Leaks a little. Passable.
Would any of you like to stay here the night? We only have guest rooms for 2, but they're set up. They're going to be reasonably comfortable.
Certainly.
Just so we have someone to.
Most definitely. We will all be ready to be at your service.
The problem is the house here only has room for 2 guests at the moment.
Well,
That's fine. I'm a druid. I can sleep outside.
We will make
I can
ourselves-
double up.
That might even be better. Well, okay. No, I mean, you're welcome to have a space inside if you like, and you're welcome to come inside, but if something's going on outside the house, I'd like to know about it.
yes.
There was stuff going on here beside the fish thing, I think.
Jilly's Saphir's kind of giving Jilly this sad look, like, I like the bull. But if she wants to come, he'll come too.
Yeah, I said I can double up.
All right, Jilly and I will come to the house to be at your service.
Well, okay. Actually, I think it was Mr. Coopery that suggested the Bull on the Bog in the first place. There is another inn in town. I'm not sure if that would work way better for you or not.
Oh, do tell. What are the details?
I only know the name of it. Newbury's Keg Tap.
Is it frequented by local merchants?
I believe some merchants show up there, yes.
I'll take a look at it.
Okay.
If you ever wanted anyone to look over your family accounts and make sure that your coin is leading more coin behind it, Jilly's your girl. No one like her.
Well, I'm going to let the Countess sort out, who stays in the guest rooms. I'm prepared to go down to the inn or not. However she would prefer it.
I'll leave that to you because maybe am I imposing too much? I worry about that.
No. You.
Julie over by the doorway says, "Do what you must to feel safe. Considering what you've been through, you're owed that much."
We're here to protect you.
Yeah. I cannot
Exactly.
disagree.
Whoever wants can stay here. If the bowl is not working out for you, then I could set up room for you at the keg tap. And this is supposedly my town, so why do I feel so helpless in it?
It's just
Well, you're still
you
new
will
here.
settle in. It's just you're new. It's no wonder. You just have to settle in, get a feel for the lay of the land. It's to be expected.
Very new, Julie says. You've been here, what, like 2 days?
Yes.
Yeah,
Once you've
exactly.
gotten to know the place, you'll have it.
Yeah, you are going to feel at home here as soon as you get the feel for who does what and why.
Yes.
Jilly gets a slightly draconic smile, and she says, I'll let you know who is a pushover and who actually has a spine. With this, you can take over any town.
I don't want to take over any town.
Yeah.
I want to help this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what I meant. I mean, clearly. Yeah,
Absolutely. So always. Yeah.
I think whatever this fishman thing is going around should take priority, though.
Absolutely.
Because it was killed. Because that I heard livestock were dying. I didn't see any of those. Possibly because we didn't have enough lights on around the house to attract their attention. I don't know. But they're threatening the town. Give them priority, please.
Right. Well.
And with that little bit of edict laid down,
yes,
I'm going to go ahead and stop broadcast.
Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's 10 p.m.
So Dave, just to guide.